Hello, and
Or
welcome to Khyber Shards, a 5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron campaign world. Hope you're all going to enjoy that inevitably slightly out of sync imitation from RA. Casey, what happened last time?
We went to the harbor master's office, and Pog made it through the second floor window and immediately got attacked very, very badly by Tealit.
Government offices, man. What are you going to do?
Sneak in, apparently.
It happens to me every time I go to the DMV.
What?
Word.
Oh, those were rats. And we eventually defeated her. Sorry. And then we found Jonas. And that was a wild ride.
His name was Jonas.
A zombie and some intimidating, convincing. We want Jonas to leave. Jonas doesn't want to leave because he has a bargain with the old one. And
I believe it was plural. I think it's old ones. Is that right?
I wrote down singular.
Well, I mean, that's the optimistic view, I suppose.
Yes. Yeah. And we now have tied him up and put a bag over his head and are walking him to an airship. Your
Walking
heroes.
is an optimistic viewpoint, since the streets are under 6 to 10 feet of water, depending on where you are.
Great.
Yeah, that is where we left off. So we are
in emergencies, Stormlords function as a flotation device.
I don't know that they do.
They do.
Here we are.
You tell them to hold their breath.
On the second story of the Harbor Master's house, and you all have a bound, gagged, and bag overheaded Stormlord.
Victim.
I think is the word you're searching for, Philip. All right, so
we
taking
have the
to
money.
Three Barrel Cove.
Right.
There's a chest with the money in it that he indicated over there.
We should figure out how much money that is. I'll go over to the chest and figure out how much money that is.
It's a chest about, I don't know, 12 by 8 inches and about 8 inches deep. And it is full of coins of various denominations, mostly gold, a few platinum.
Some Methodist.
Ha!
Denominations.
Yeah.
There we go.
Always the sign of a winning joke there.
Yep.
That's when you know it lands.
Inspiration, Philip. That's what you said. Okay.
I'll walk over to Pog again and touch his communicator. How much money do you think Malcolm will require for a transport to where do we want to send him?
Away.
I don't know, Ezri. We didn't hit the point where I could ask him where his family is located to send him.
I mean, he's still
Okay.
right here, and Pog pulls the
Okay,
bag
hold on.
off his head to see his head.
Yeah. Pull the gag out. Where do you want to go? No, wrong question. Where will you consent to go?
I guess Sharn would be great.
Is that an acceptable place for our parameters here?
What are the parameters?
What are our parameters?
It was supposed to go beyond the 5 kingdoms.
Far enough to
Shark
not be
knows.
Stormlord.
Sharn is the largest city in Breland, one of the 5 nations.
No, it needs to be somewhere, not in the 5 nations.
No, we could send him back to Corvair. That was part of the brief. It was just getting him out of Stormreach, I believe.
Yeah, he just has to be far enough away to not Stormlord things.
I have not the best memory, but I do recall her saying something about not being in the 5 nations. As
I mean, then our
appropriate...
options are Arganessen with the dragons, Sarlona with the Riedrins, Aerenal with the elves.
Eric, substantial chunks of Corvair are not part of the 5 nations.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Shadow Marches, Droam, Kabara,
Lazar
Principalities.
Principalities. Okay. The Mornland. I mean, I guess that's technically one of the 5 nations.
Another tick to one side on that moral compass. Abandoned in the Mornlands.
Ari would never. Okay. We might lose power. We're under a tornado watch.
Oh.
Okay, so where do we want to send him? Lazar Principalities? That's going to be more expensive, but it's far away. Take him a long time to get back.
And he wants to be a pirate, right?
We got a chest full of gold.
How does that work? Fancy your chances as a privateer?
Sure. Yeah, that's fine.
I say telepathically to the group, just pinging around in rapid succession. I think we use the gold to pay for his ship, and then we send him with the rest of the gold so that he can get established there and not come back. Like, does that make sense? Like, send him with his own money?
Pog dramatically nods up and down since he can't brain talk back at you.
You can when I'm talking to you. So
he's still going to dramatically
but you do,
up and down.
buddy.
Sure. It seems to me that it would be easier for him to not come back if he didn't have the means, but
I mean, I guess that's fair. But
Can't he just pop back?
well, that would be you saying that out loud or in heads?
In head.
I can't hear
In
that.
response to Uri.
can't he just pop back? Is that what you said? I mean, an airship trip to the Lazar Principalities will take, I mean, Malcolm quoted us on how long it was going to take and how expensive it was from Sharn. A really long time. And more than likely, the vacancy will be filled by the time he gets back, if he does try to return. In which case, yeah, you're alive, but your job's gone. Sorry.
Clear question, because maybe I'm misremembering this. Didn't he try to dimension door out?
But that's only
Yes.
500 feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So are we
So
going
he might-
to watch him until, I mean, as soon as he's out of our sight and on the ship, he could just pop back, right?
Yeah, and Ari starts speaking out loud because it's going to be confusing to try and have these conversations individually one-on-one. That's a fair point, Shade. I mean, if we stick him on a boat against his will, he can just pop back.
But that would be very bad for
magic.
him. Right? We've communicated that adequately, sir? That you being here is bad for your health?
You have. Why? Other than the terrifying zombie things and whatnot.
And the
you
risen
create.
giant emperor that's coming to destroy the city that you should probably want to not be here for.
Mm-hmm.
The earthquakes, that the just general natural disasters that will continue to escalate in severity.
But why is it me?
Why wouldn't you want to not be here?
Why isn't it? Well, I'm the Storm Lord, and I make a lot of money doing that.
You did, but that's over now. And the protections afforded you by that position are no longer in effect.
Who sent you? I bet I can outbid them.
I bet you can't.
Well,
I bet you can, given the price. No, I don't say that. I bet your chest can.
Listen, Jonas, we made a deal. We're not inclined to back out on such a deal. I am the only one between you and a very early grave. Being perfectly honest with you right now. So
I'm not so much between you, I'm sort of beside you.
If you want to continue to enjoy the wealth that you have accrued up to this point, then I would suggest you leaving the city and not returning. That's just the long and short of it. We can bag you, throw you on a ship, send you to the Lazar Principalities to be forgotten about.
He looks down at the fact that he's tied up right now, as you present that as a optional thing.
Yep. So don't come back. I mean, that's the only warning that I can give you.
I hear you.
Okay, great.
And
do you heed my words?
What do you want me to do? I'm tied up. You're going to put me on a ship and send me away. How did this turn from a kidnapping into some sort of negotiation between us? A minute ago, I was gagged and you had a bag over my head, and now you pulled off like we're having just a friendly conversation about me moving.
That's fair.
You did try to jump away from the first time of talking.
Of course I did.
So I don't think I escalated anything. I think I responded.
No, I mean, he's right. We've already started down this path, so we might as well.
Put the bag back?
We'll gag him, then put the bag back.
All right.
All right. Sit at Three Barrel Cove. Get out of here.
We should. Did Thor respond? I probably shouldn't have said that out loud, so maybe I didn't. I don't know.
What did you ask for?
I asked how much we would need for.
Oh, right. You started the question
Malcolm.
and then you stopped because you didn't know where you were sending him.
Yeah, that's true.
Passage to the Lazar Principalities.
Hi, I'm back. How much would we need to hire Malcolm for a one-way trip to Lazar Principalities, do you think?
Chartered airship is very expensive. None of you wrote it down. I have to look it up again.
Like maybe one chest of monies?
I'd say you're probably looking at several thousand gold, maybe 5,000 gold to charter an airship from here to the Lazar.
I suppose you just get the ship. I was going to say for only one person, but
Right, unless you
It's
find
chartered,
one that's already.
then-
If you find one that's already going that way, then a different thing. But
How much
I don't
money do you
know that
reckon we got in that chest, Ezri?
Yeah, not that much.
Okay.
quite a lot. But I would take gosh, I don't know, to estimate
I mean,
gold value.
I mean, I can sit and count it.
Pog has
Sure.
cashiered for plenty of times at the bar, so we can estimate how many times 10 there are.
Investigation?
I guess.
I rolled a 5, so
I mean,
anybody
it's
else
open for
roll
everyone to
investigation?
roll. Yeah.
I got a 7, so it's not going to help anymore.
13.
Picturing all of you clustered around the box, staring at it really hard.
Guessing and guessing how many jelly beans are in the container.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
None of us
I
counting,
don't know
just
the
estimating.
radius of a gold in Eberron.
Right.
Our highest roll was a 13.
You think it might be 1,000, maybe more.
Okay. I don't think this is enough, gang, for chartered flight across the Thunder Sea and an entire continent.
Well, if we stick him on a ship that's already headed that way, they may ask questions.
Yeah. I guess there were more than one ship at Three Barrel Cove, and pirates operate out of Lazar, so it's not unreasonable to think that we might be able to catch somebody headed back that way.
Okay.
And they'd be pirates, so...
So they'd be cool.
but it'd just be a risk to go out there without a solid plan. But that's never stopped us before. So, Three Barrel Cove?
Here we are, without a solid plan. Yeah.
Yep.
It would have been easier if you were tougher. Killing solves problems very cleanly.
Yep.
That's a really dark take on life. But then again, I guess I shouldn't be shocked with that sentiment coming from you, Ezri, after the whole vampire thing. So, where are we going?
I mean, I would have had conversations with him after.
No, I'm talking about you trying to murder me when I had the sword. That's what I'm referencing. I thought the subtext
That was
cleared
also
that up, but-
self-defense.
If we're going to do this, I may take a nap real quick.
Let's go.
If we're going to do what? Go or not go?
No, if you guys are going to, this.
Oh, we can do that while we walk. It's practiced. I can't
Where?
carry him.
Oh, I can do that. I can invisible him too if you want me to.
Probably be wise.
Is there
Okay.
another path out of the harbor district that we could try to take? The way in was not to my liking.
I mean, the most direct course towards Three Barrel Cove would take you across the little upper peninsula of Stormreach where the Dragonmarked houses have their enclaves.
Don't like that.
Great job in making a worse option.
Mhm.
Well sold.
You could find a boat and try to row there.
That actually sounds okay.
It's a thing we could do.
Or we could go meet up with the Moon Spears, which is what I thought our plan was, and have them help us navigate there like last time.
Sure. I just kind of I don't mean I just like don't want to take the actual path we took here. You know, maybe just an alternate route parallel.
Sure. The longer we stay here, the more likely there's going to be somebody else coming to get him or check in on him. So we should go. In fact, I would suggest that Shade turns into a fox, Esri turns into some gas, and I'll make myself look like someone else as we leave so that we won't be spotted leaving when there's no longer a Stormlord here.
Happily. Shade is a fox.
Well,
With you saying happily, I just envision her giggling at the opportunity to do it. Just
Ari uses his.
I could
once per
heal
long
somebody
rest
a little
use
bit, but that's about what I can do.
Ari makes himself look like Berrigan.
Okay.
Pog grabs Jonas and casts invisibility
On who?
on Jonas.
Can you cast invisibility on an unwilling target?
A creature you touch becomes invisible.
I guess so.
I think this is the only use case where you would do that on an unwilling target. I can't fathom another instance
Well,
where you would want to. do
Haha,
that.
you're invisible.
Well, until he takes an action. Well, no, I guess until he attacks or
Attacks.
casts a spell. Okay. Noted.
And
I don't
then,
know if my message that I was trying to get across just now got across. I'm tapped.
I got you. Yeah.
Okay, we should not.
Not what?
Yeah.
I didn't want
We
to
should-
commit a kidnapping today. I wanted to do this peacefully. I don't know what you want from me.
Well,
Pog starts
some
walking
idea
down
of
the
how
hall
to do that
towards the stairs.
The kidnapping's
hold
not
on.
the problem. It's the getting into a fight now would be a problem. That's all I'm
Pog,
saying.
Before you go, after his little stunt, Ari puts a hand on him, and I'm going to cast suggestion and just say, "Lay still and be quiet."
One of his hands sort of twists around and he extends his middle finger.
But you can't see it.
Okay,
That's true.
So the spell didn't take.
No, he got a natural 20 on his saving
Okay.
throw.
Oof.
Great.
one more idea. If we think he has the means to effect a reliving procedure, I have the ability to keep him from decaying very quickly. That
I feel like
He
you're
would
just
lie
trying
still.
to find a loophole on my whole no murder thing.
So
with
you
a
want to
promise that-
kill him to then unkill him later,
well
like
to a,
life pause him?
yeah, oh yeah, that's a good way to put it. That's a no. It seems like a no.
I am very sorry that I am not willing to bend on the whole murder thing. But that's my deal. So apologies to the group.
It's okay. And Pog keeps walking.
Thank you, Pog.
Does Pog know how to get out of here?
Yeah, going down the stairs that we saw you come up to join us from.
I don't know why everyone thinks that talking means we can't be moving.
Pog is gone. He is walking down the stairs.
Pog is the first
Yeah.
person who declared we are moving. So
Yeah,
now we are
Pog is
moving.
on the road or the river.
Yeah.
Okay, so Pog, you walk down into the waist deep water that fills the lower floor. And begin carrying your invisible burden, wading through the water.
Mood.
What a metaphor.
When I was a young boy.
Ari tries to walk like a tool, doing his best Berrigan impression.
Okay. So we're all going downstairs and we're just wading our way out.
Ari also, once we get to the bottom of the stairs, extends an
Who has
arm.
the chest?
Well, I'm a fox, so I'm not caring.
Yeah, I'm assuming Ezri.
Sure.
Ari extends an arm to Shade as he gets to the bottom of the stairs, so Shade, as a fox, cannot swim through the water and just ride on his shoulder.
Cool.
If Shade takes it, yeah.
Having a fox familiar makes Berrigan look awesome right now.
That's true. It counteracts your attempt to make Berrigan a jerk because
You don't look like a tool. You look rad.
No, that was how Ari was going to act naturally, like Berrigan was walking like a tool.
I know.
But yes, the fox offsets it. So darn it.
Okay, so Pog has Jonas, and Esri has Jonas's chest of gold, and Ari has Shade.
And Ari and Shade have an alibi.
And Ari and Shade are disguised, and Jonas is invisible. Okay,
Yep.
cool. Okay, so you guys head out. So going back, so your plan is to the Moon Spears. That's where we're going.
I believe so.
Okay, so we're making our way back inland to head over towards the Moon Spears, away from the harbor. So
Ari would say to Shade telepathically, because Ari's terrible at this, like, let me know if you spot anybody following us or tailing us or like anything like that. Like,
sure.
and he's established the mental link
I'll
with
keep
Shade.
an eye out.
Okay, then make me a perception check, por favor.
I would be happy to. $21.
Very good.
Shade, what do your fox eyes see?
Snacks everywhere. I just assume foxes are always looking for chickens to eat. That's what children's books have taught me. Okay, so moving away from the harbor back inland, and you guys can take a route that doesn't head you back towards Cross if you want. I get basically, in the current situation of Stormreach, there are a couple of different ways you can go, and I'll let you guys decide. On the one hand, you could head towards high ground and be less in the water by heading back generally in the direction of Cross, but that is more or less the direction you came. Heading the other way that will take you towards the Moon Spears moves you along the river, and so the water will still be fairly deep because, of course, the storm surge traveled up the river some distance. So
Also
I will
less likely to be foot traffic in the flooded part of town. So
Also
I'm
true.
super cool
So
with
I'm-
that.
let you guys decide how you want to, which approach you would like to take. One is perhaps more physically perilous. On the other hand, you didn't come that way, so it's not retracing your steps.
As long as Shade doesn't spot a lindworm coming after us through the water, Ari's peachy. So if she does, then Ari will turn to Jesus and walk on the water. So
Am I just remembering incorrectly that we encountered the Titans in the Harbor District?
That is correct.
we're just headed in
Uh,
another direction.
You did. That's not you. You did not misremember.
Okay. Okay, so that way is towards.
Yeah, they were
Cross.
more or less
Sorry.
towards Cross. So if you wanted to head
Okay.
back towards where the Titans were, you would head back towards. Let's see. Yes, you'd head generally back towards Cross. And the other sort of at a 45-degree angle away from that would be towards the river, basically back towards your old home at the treehouse, towards Southwatch.
Okay. But that is the way we want to go to get towards
Yes, the moon spears. The moon spears live over towards the forest side of things.
Okay, cool.
So, yes, that is accurate. So
Cal is also there, just
Oh yeah.
reminding.
Cal pretty much either
exists.
has to be
He's with
moving
us.
like between rooftops or swimming. Like those are kind of Cal's options.
Right.
Cal's too big to ride on the other shoulder, sadly. So
That's accurate.
could get enlarge, reduce Cal down to a house cat size.
Shrink
when we need
Cal.
it even.
Make him a little teacup panther.
Honey, I
Ride around
shot
in
the
your
panther.
pocket.
Well, now I have to, Philip, because you presented that reality. So
Okay. Yes, you guys begin making your way towards the river side of town. So
Keeping an eye out.
yes, you had a 21 proficiency. Okay, so Shade, when you guys come out of the harbor master's house, you notice a little sort of over, not the direction you're headed, but off to the side. You notice someone sitting on a rooftop who is definitely watching you. As you come out, who's definitely been watching the harbor master's house and sees you all come out. They're clearly trying not to be noticed. They're trying to sort of act as though they're not watching, like they're just another person.
I nudge Ari's face in that direction.
I follow
That's adorable.
as Shade's snout pushes my chin in that direction.
When pointed in that direction, you can see the figure sitting on the roof.
I just say telepathically to Shade. I mean, unless we're gonna fight him, I guess there's not much we can do. Just good to know. Can I what do they look like? Can I tell? Like, are they cloaked? And
They're in very plain clothing.
Point of clarification. I can't speak when I'm in fox form, but I can respond telepathically, right?
yes, when
Or
I've
does
established my
that-
link with you, it's a two-way path.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, they're plainly dressed.
Okay. They are watching us, so I will keep my eye on them.
All right. Yeah, just let me know if they start following us. It's not great that we were seen at all, but
Oh,
nothing we can do now.
we could kill them.
Shade.
I know.
And Ari just kind of gets
alright.
a smirk on his face as we continue trudging through the water.
Okay, so let me have a roll of athletics or acrobatics from everyone to try and, or you know what? Actually, I don't need one from Shade. I need one from the other three because Shade is a passenger. So Ari, Hog, and Esri, give me a roll of either athletics, acrobatics, or survival as you are trying to pick your way through more and less deep water.
I'm going to do so
since
many
you
flips
are-
through this water.
Since you are
I'm
limited.
gonna guidance myself for this.
26.
Shade would be
25.
awesome at these. Okay.
17.
Okay. So all of you manage to avoid the deeper places, finding paths that lead along elevated parts of the terrain, so that you can stay above water without having to resort to just swimming. It does get up to mid chest deep in places. For your characters as you move along. Shade, make another perception check.
All right. Point of clarification in which I shamelessly would like to make the rules work in my way. In my favor. That's the phrase. I get advantage when I am shifted as a shifter. Does being in my fox form count as shifting? I know the technical answer to this.
I will require you to use a use of your shifting ability, so you will not have access to it later.
I would love to make that negotiation with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Fox Shade looks
Aren't you
even more like a
technically
fox.
a different species now?
Oh,
Yeah, but we didn't rebuild it.
Oh, man.
Okay.
We added a feat.
After that negotiation, I rolled a natural 1.
Push.
I'm gonna spend this inspiration I have chilling at the top,
Sure. That's what it's for.
and I do get the advantage again.
That is how we have run. Yes.
yep.
These rolls are awful, y'all.
4th time's a charm, Casey. Let's do this.
It's
I
19.
believe. There we go.
You watch the person who seems to stay on the roof until you pass out of sight of them.
And I don't recognize this person.
Nope.
Okay.
All right. So as you move towards the river, the water becomes deeper. And so this becomes more difficult to find a safe non-swimming path through. There's a lot more wreckage floating in the river, as this is kind of where the water that surged in has either run back into the sea or run down into the river. And so the river is very, very high right now, and moving substantially. And so this becomes more difficult. So let me have another athletics, acrobatics, or survival check from the 3 people who are doing the carrying. Pog, you have disadvantage because you're carrying a whole person.
Debatable.
Oh,
He's still a whole person last time I checked. If you guys have made him less than a whole person, I need to know.
23.
He's a whole
23?
body.
I'm gonna spend my inspiration to re-roll this.
All right.
20
That
survival.
one does not seem like the right time. Okay, so 15.
Sustainable.
My worst.
Okay. Pog, there's a point at which you slip, and just for a moment lose Berrigan, and have this terrible thought that you just dropped, Jonas, and have this terrible thought that you just dropped an invisible tied up person into the water, but managed to get a hold of him just in the nick of time and heave a sputtering, coughing person back up onto your shoulders. Who he's writhing and twisting and everything like that. Go ahead and take damage as if you pushed.
No, I
But
used
what a
inspiration.
good idea.
No.
Still do it because this happened. So because of the result of your dice. Do
okay.
that.
As if you pushed. I thought you said because you pushed.
No, as
Got
if
it.
you pushed.
I'm hurt. Got it.
No, thank you.
He made me do that last
Disagree.
session to Colin, and I tried
Don't
to
talk
pull
back
the
to
no
me.
card, but
I'm the DM.
How about no?
How about twice?
Okay.
Mess with the bull, young man.
Young. I'm not,
Okay. You managed to get Jonas back on your shoulders before he drowns, or disappears. Well, more than he already has. I don't know. It's weird. And begin to
And
proceed.
suddenly Pog has an idea.
whoops,
Shade,
I
make
dropped
a
him.
perception check.
Where'd you drop him? I don't know. I couldn't see.
Dropped
He
him.
was right
An hour
here.
ago?
What did you roll, Shade?
22.
22. Shade, you catch movement on a rooftop a little ahead and to the left.
I
And you
once
see
again
a
point it
humanoid
out
figure
to
kind of crouched down behind a chimney.
a same humanoid figure.
Yep.
Can I because I have imagined Cal bouncing over the rooftops. Can I, what is my spell called? Beast Sense?
Mm-hmm. That is a spell.
Is that the one where I can see through his eyes? Okay. I would like to have Cal come back and then cast Beast Sense on him and see if I can get a better look at this person.
Can you cast spells while you're a fox?
Let me read my little description again.
Gulp.
Yes, and the somatic components are adorable.
I'm sorry. A fox walking up to, or a Fey Panther walking up to the fox and just getting booped on the nose
That's adorable. No,
I love
is
it.
adorable.
I'm not against it. I just want to know what the rules we made were.
I feel like in this moment they
doesn't-
should be for it.
It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
Okay,
It
then-
just specifically talks about whether or not I can speak.
Okay,
There's
then I
nothing
need
that
to
says
know.
a dog can't play
does-
basketball. So
Then I need to know. Does Beast Sense have a verbal component?
Oh. No.
Then you can do it.
Huzzah!
I said that so confidently. I'm just reading through thoroughly to make sure I'm not a liar.
It would just be under the. It would just be right there with the components.
Components, right?
If it doesn't have a V, then it doesn't have a verbal component.
Excellent.
Okay.
It just has
Then yes, you can do it.
Cool.
So yeah,
I haven't
just
used
put
that
your
one
little
yet.
paw
I'm so excited.
on Cal, and your vision shifts, and you're looking at you.
Oh, that's weird.
weird.
Mm.
All right. Cal, see if you can check that out.
Make a stealth check for Cal.
Should always be at disadvantage.
For Cal? No.
This
Stealth is Dex, right?
Coming from
neon
around the
panther
corner.
hopping on rooftops.
He can change his color.
Esri can
I'm
be
sorry.
tactful.
His stealth is plus 12. 26.
Yep, he's
Wow.
real stealthy. So Cal slinks up onto the rooftop and does that real low walk that hunting cats do along the roof, and is able to
Little butt
look
wiggle.
around. And there's a with his back to Cal, looking cautiously down to as you guys make your way between down an alley, essentially down a flooded alley. Cal can see there is a very plainly dressed elf sitting on the rooftop, watching you all.
I imagine
with-
Cal chirping as he got close.
With
That's what our
very
Cal
fair
does.
skin and dark black hair. I suppose all black hair is dark.
And a name tag.
Does not have a name tag. Is
Muttering
male,
his
Cal
own
can see.
name to himself and his place and why he's there.
He's doing his little
Click here to see my
self-affirmation
story.
mantra.
The last person that did a self-affirmation mantra around us was murdered.
Had a bad
so.
day.
Probably
No, that was
best
Jonas.
He's not.
He's not dead yet.
Drop him one more time, though.
Well, the were-rat was pumping himself up, though, to be an alpha.
That's true.
Alpha rat.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. The were-rat was also self-affirming.
Which is such a ridiculous phrase. The alpha rat. It's like,
Okay. So Cal is behind this person.
Cal's not going to pounce. I'm not going to risk
Okay.
Cal.
Is Cal staying there?
Yes. Well,
All right.
is following.
Okay. So you guys proceed. What Cal would see is that after a moment, the figure backs away a little bit into the shadow of the chimney, into the shadow cast by the chimney, and then just
That's a cool trick.
Oh.
it's like they step back into the shadow and just drop through it.
Huh.
I wasn't scared.
Hate that.
That has changed.
Yeah. Would if I'm still connected to Ari telepathically, I would like to communicate that to him.
Okay. Philip, what would I know about people that can commonly utilize shadows in that manner?
Make an Arcana check.
Can we just say how amazing Shade's brain is, though? Because she's telepathically linked to Ari while seeing through Cal's eyes and talking to him. Like, Shade, your brain is rad.
Natural 20.
Oh, nice. Okay, there's nothing commonly known about people who can commonly do that, because there are no people who can commonly do that. But there are, there is magic that specializes in the use of shadows. Probably the place your mind goes is that this kind of magic is a specialty of a couple of different elven dragon marked houses, who literally have the mark of shadow.
Yep.
So Thorani and Fearlin both use a lot of shadow magic. It is possible to acquire that magic otherwise, but that would be a place you would know of, or a group that you know of.
And which house did Mirabella belong to?
Thorani.
Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah, that's not good, Shade. I mean, like most things, there's lots of explanations, but the most common one would be Mark of Shadow, Thorani, or Fearless.
Is any of this happening out loud?
No.
Is
Not for
any of it
me.
being communicated to Esri?
Not yet.
Not
I
for
was
me.
about to ping around. But what were you saying, Shade?
That's just a cool trick. I like that. I mean,
I would love it if
don't
it
like
was
that
one
he
of our
can do
friends
that.
that could do it.
You could probably get an internship.
Nope.
do you think Selshadra teaches that too?
I bet she knows people who can do that. I would be willing to bet money. And in fact, this person might work for her and just be keeping tabs on us. But we know that she can do an arcane eye thing, so she'd probably be more discreet than this. So, I then ping Esri, just letting him know, hey, we got somebody telling us that can blend into the shadows quite literally. So, eyes up.
That's That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
Sh- Maybe I should break off.
Why?
Well, it's me she's mad at, I suspect, primarily.
Well, Pog killed Demise. We all didn't retrieve the sword. Like, I mean, I feel like we've all pretty got big targets on our backs at this point with that crew. So. But, I mean, if you want to break away, but probably not the wisest idea, because if the assassin drops down on you, we won't know because you don't have a communicator.
I'm just not wanting them to mess this up.
I mean, if you get murdered, that also messes this up. So I think that you having admitted to us that you're not ready for a fight right now, sticking with us who could help defend you is probably the wiser choice.
Ari, remind him that Jonas might die if the assassin attacks too. I'm legitimately got caught in the crosshairs.
Wait, are you saying that it would be a good thing if the assassin attacked Shade, that Jonas could die from that?
I am
Ding.
saying that it's a good thing that that Ezri shouldn't break off. If he's gonna
Okay.
get attacked, he should be with us when he gets attacked, for his safety.
Shade thinks you should stick around. So,
That's sort of her default. Yeah, all right.
yes, and that's why we like her, Ezri.
That's not what I said.
And then Ari.
Pog's just trundling
Reestablishes.
away.
Yep.
I'm gonna just go ahead and how long of a walk does it seem like this is gonna be through the city? Just given our progress so far, do we think?
I think it's gonna just given the difficulty of travel right now along the river, it's gonna be surely an hour at least, maybe more.
Okay.
Um,
I'm just gonna
gonna go.
activate a wild shape, and
Okay.
spore out here. Not leave that to
Spore out.
to
There's sort
to,
of a little there's now sort of a little algae trail as you're moving through the water.
more of one. Well, it's not a trail; it's that the algae is trailing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's like
They're attracted.
yeah. Yes.
Ugh.
A tail.
wake.
That's what it is.
Give an algae wake.
I can just imagine Ezri messing with Pog and just like swirling around his legs. I feel the same about it. I don't like feeling things in the water.
I guess that one's coming through.
All right. So proceeding along, another check. Those of you who are carrying the others.
Philip, I'm gonna
16.
stay in beast sense and
Okay.
do perception through Cal.
All right. Go for it.
Am I still disadvantaged?
Yes, you are.
Because that first one was a natural 20. 16.
Okay.
16 as well.
13.
Okay.
Perception for 21.
Nice.
Awesome brain. Awesome brain.
Is Cal following y'all?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
So Cal,
alongside us, just
Mhm.
on the rooftops.
sure. Okay. Cal see no sign of your pursuer. Esri and Pog, you are moving through another alley when something moves around your legs and like just tangles, your legs just get tangled for a minute, and both of you trip and go under. And in that moment, Ari.
Great.
Huh.
What is Shade's state when she's doing Beast Sense in the fox? Is the fox just like limp on my shoulder, or
Yeah.
Not limp,
Okay.
but blind.
Okay.
Ari does a 17 hit you?
no?
No. I can't tell what. That's true, right? No is
That is
accurate.
true.
Okay, I thought so. Just checking. The way
Yeah.
you said it.
Said it with defiance was my intent. Sorry if it didn't come across clear.
A long, dark, shadowy chain like lashes out of a shadow and scrapes. You just manage to just duck back just in time, and it whips through the space you were in. As a figure just materializes out of the shadows of a building, standing on a crate, not far from you, and a voice says, "Where's your cousin, Inge?"
Oh, what did Berrigan sound like? Crap.
Oh, no.
Ari would know
You
Berrigan's
drew
voice.
Oh, the backfire.
That's so rough. Oh, Philip, you're so mean.
I don't know. I'm looking for him. Have you seen him?
Make a deception check, please. Oof.
16?
He just sort of cocks his head to one side and says, "Dishonesty is not a virtue here." At this point, Pog and Esri, you both sort of come spluttering back up, and the elf's eyes flick over, and he says, "Oh, bonus." And we need to roll initiative next time on Khyber Shards.
I can't believe we have to wait weeks before we play again.
Mm-hmm. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Khyber Shards. If you want to get in touch with us, you can find links to all of our social media down in the description below. If you want to hear me and Eric playing RPGs, you can do so on the Eberron Renewed podcast. If you want to, oh, yep, and Eric's even wearing his own merch. And if you want to see Colin playing video games with his own merch logo behind him, you can do so at twitch.tv/sorrybtr. The O is a 0. New episodes of Khyber Shards drop every Monday. New Khyber Shards answers every Friday. And until next time, thanks for rolling with us.